Hello, hello. Oh my goodness. Okay, that took way longer than I expected it to. But we're here now. We're here now. Oh, crap. I don't have the right hair on. There we go. I love how I made 3 different colors for my hair for different times of day, but I only stream at night. I literally never get to use my default hair because I'm never going to stream in the daytime. That was pretty stupid of me, wasn't it? Okay. Oh, you can't even see it because I'm too low down. Hold on. Let me not cut myself up. Ah! Tech. What's going on? Oh. Alright, you know what? I'm gonna go straight to the source because that was crazy. You can't even see it, but I have my cape on today. I have my cape on today. I love how it's like, this is one of the few parts of my design that I was struggling with a lot, and I never wear it. Or if I do wear it, you never see it. I find that a little funny. Hold on. It's not working. Hold on. Yeah, that's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. That's not gonna work. Alright. That's as good as it's gonna get. You don't need to see my cape. You just have to have the knowledge that it's there. You just have to have the knowledge that it's there. That's all I ask. Actually? Ah! Alright. Alright, we're just gonna leave it like this. We're not gonna mess with it anymore. We're not gonna mess with it anymore, okay? We're not gonna... We're not gonna mess with it anymore. We are not going to mess with it any longer. Okay? Where were we? Right, so... We're back with... Your Dry Delight. And today... We're going to finish the game, actually. We are going to finish the game, hopefully. Hopefully. Last time on Tuesday, for me, I don't know what time it is for you, but last time on Tuesday, we did the entirety of Leslie's route, and that was pretty fun. Got a little spicy, jump scared me a little bit, you know, because on Steam it doesn't say that there's sexual content, but there was a little something there. It made me a little nervous. It made me a little bit nervous, but we're fine. I've confirmed through trial and error that this game is safe and I won't get in trouble. Yeah. I have confirmed that I will not get in trouble for this game. Hopefully. We will see. So, let me turn this music down. And let's turn on the BGM. Cuz this game has a really good, like, funky BGM. Very jazzy, very swingy, very for the times. Let me just make sure that this audio is a good volume for you guys. Give me one quick second. Okay. We had a bit of a hiccup there, but I swear to God, I swear to God, that has nothing to do with my internet. It has nothing to do with my internet. It has everything to do with my potato laptop trying to run OBS and this game and VTube Studio at the same time. We're struggling here, but it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Okay? It's fine. So, I have my water here because we are going to be... I'm going to be flexing my vocal cords a lot today. Let's see if I can remember what voices I gave the characters. It's only been 2 days. Why am I acting like it's been like a week? This is not like a weekly episodic thing. I literally did this 2 days ago. Stop being dramatic. Okay. Where were we? If it'll let me. Okay. Oh, right. Okay. So we finished. We were here. We were here to continue the story, pick different choices, and play through Myers' route. And then I said after Myers' route, we were going to go back and go through Leslie's route with all the different choices, and then hopefully we're going to do the same thing with Meyer and see if something different happens. Though, if something different doesn't happen with Leslie's route, if I choose different answers, then probably the same thing won't happen with Meyer. But the developers work really hard on this game, so we might as well play it through to the end. We might as well see all the dialogue options they had prepared, unless some options go to the... You know what? I'm overthinking this. We're just gonna get into it, okay? We're just gonna get into it. How about that? Whoa. What's going on? What's happening here? Oh. Yippee! We're back at the start! Whoopee! If it'll load, please. Please, I beg of you. I beg of you, don't do this to me. Stop embarrassing me in front of all these people. I can only take but so much. Oh, no. Please don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Okay. We're fine. Oh, no. Are we good? I'm frozen. Am I moving? I'm just staring at my OBS waiting for my model to catch up. This is insane. This is upsetting. Okay, we're back, sort of, kind of. We're back, sort of, kind of. So where are we back in the story, hmm? Okay, so that's the history for the ending of our last episode, if you'd like to call it that. Let me sip some water. Delicious. Okay. I think I made Leslie's voice pretty high. Hurtful remarks aside, it sounds like you're all prepared. We'll meet back here tomorrow morning to trade reports, drink coffee, eat donuts. Is it my imagination, or is he drooling a little? Ah, and decide our next plan of action, of course. Understood? Loud and clear, boss. I give him a lazy salute before turning towards the door, smoothing out my vest. Richter. Hmm? Please be careful. Watch yourself, stay alert, and don't do anything I wouldn't do. Like what? Skipping out on the job to get cannoli? I'm serious, Richter. You're my partner. I don't want you to be turned into Swiss cheese by a Tommy gun or something. He would use a food metaphor. So promise me you'll be careful, alright? I worry about you whenever you're off solo. Don't worry, I got this. I feel like a kid trying to get permission to leave home. He does know I've done other undercover missions, right? No need to worry about me, boss. This may come as a surprise, but I can tie my own shoes, too. Oh, so you've been letting me tie them so I wouldn't get my feelings hurt? Richter, I'm touched. He flashes me a playful grin, although it doesn't do much to mask the concern still in his voice. Oh, so we're I guess not romancing Leslie means we're kind of cold to him. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe that's just because I played his route already. Maybe that's just because I know how sweet he is. I love you, Leslie. You're still my #1 baby girl. We just have to finish the story, okay? My heart hurts. I don't want to betray Leslie, but in this timeline, we haven't kissed him yet, so... I know him well enough by now to see through his masks, for better or worse. Unless there's anything else important, boss, I'm gonna head out. Alright. Leslie pushes himself up from his chair, stepping over to get the door for me. I expect great things from your report tomorrow. With any luck, we'll be well on our way to making Cleveland a boring old town, drier than the Sahara Desert. Doesn't sound quite so encouraging when I put it that way, does it? Can't argue there. God bless America, land of the liquor free. See you in the morning, boss. Give him hell, detective. He reaches out to ruffle my hair fondly, as he often does. I love that even though we're not romancing him, they're still, like, as close as they normally would be. That makes me so happy, actually. I love, like, platonic intimacy, because it's not... There's nothing wrong with it. And it can really, like, show how much you care for a person, even if you don't want to kiss them. I stopped brushing it down a while ago. Leslie always likes to mess it up first thing anyway. We trade wry smiles, and with that, I head out into the cool night air. Next stop, Richter's first speakeasy. And here we go again! Uh-oh. Not it freezing on me, that's crazy! This is wild. This is embarrassing, actually. This is embarrassing. Ah. Ah. I turned it up so we could watch the intro, and my scuff made it so that the whole thing froze, and we missed the whole thing. I am mortified. I am embarrassed. My fucking... Ah. It's fine. It's fine. It's totally fine. It's totally fine. I'm not feeling any type of way about it. Are you? No, I'm totally okay. No, nothing's going on here. Um, I'm totally not, upset or anything that didn't quite work out the way that I wanted it to. We're just gonna move on. Yep, we're just gonna move on. So what was this doorman's voice? It was like gruff or something. Even though, I mean, that silhouette probably wasn't even the doorman. Now that I think about it, because it kept recurring, where Richter was just like, "Oh, who's this person staring at me?" And it's like this guy from across the room, and for some reason, I thought it was the doorman. I mean, can you blame me? It showed up while the doorman was supposed to be talking, so I'm gonna shut up. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the game. I'm just gonna be quiet because oh, okay. Password. A gruff voice whispers to me through a slot in the door. The basement of this dingy restaurant echoes with the muffled sounds of swing music, like it's haunted by some ghostly jazz band. Swordfish. There's a long pause. My informant definitely said the password was swordfish. This isn't a setup, is it? Oh, Richter, if only you knew. If only you knew. If it is, heads will roll by the end of tonight, assuming mine still. The door swings open before I can finish that thought. So does this mean that this guy has just been staring at me since I walked in? That's actually kind of creepy. You know, knowing the other side and knowing, like, this guy is a recurring, like, person that's staring at me. Him being there as soon as the door opens is crazy. Like, bro is stalking me. The door swings open before I can finish that thought. Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your night. Thanks, sure I will. Step past... I step past the tall, dour doorman and into the loudest place I've ever seen or heard. Smoke everywhere, deafening music, giant gaggle of dancers, loitering hopheads. And I learned my lesson! I'm not clicking on any hyperlinks. Not this time. Not this time. Flappers posing in their risque skirts, drunk saps trying to impress them. All this laughter and cheer makes you wonder what's so criminal about it all. But I guess it's not my job to ask those kinds of questions. After I wander around a little, weaving through the hooch-holding crowd, I end up loitering by the bar. The bartender's staring at me. I raise a brow at him, offering a silent defense. What? Isn't it normal to come to a speakeasy and not order any liquor? No? His face is definitely saying no. Alright, I'd like to order one of the... special. The special comes out of Ed's bathtub, mister. The bartender bellows out a laugh when I freeze in horror. Whoo, boy! Don't worry, adds to the taste. I doubt it. Drinking Ed's bathwater? You couldn't pay me to do that shit. I don't even know who the fuck Ed is. I sure bet it does. Still laughing, he uncorks a bottle and pours me a glass of clear liquid, stuffing a lime slice onto the rim. It's like putting a fancy bow on a pile of horse crap, but I guess I should appreciate the effort. I lift the glass, taking a cautious sip. I wonder if this time I should spit it out. I'm gonna save real quick. I'm gonna save real quick. And we're gonna spit it out. See what happens. Ah. My neck just cracked. I don't know if you heard that. I wasn't paying attention to the audio levels. I don't know if that was audible, but my neck definitely just cracked. Alright. We're gonna spit it out. I spray my drink all over the man next to me. Oh, hey! What's the big idea, you yuts? Sorry. Jesus, that's bad. What does that do in his bathtub? Actually, I don't want the answer to that. Okay, so it doesn't make a difference. Cool. That's funny. As I hold my glass of God knows what and lean back against the bar, my gaze wanders around the crowded parlor. The informant said this place is a key part of Cleveland's liquor business. Apparently it's owned by mobster types. And now that I think about it, those guys over there look a little rough around the edges. They're not drinking or dancing, just watching the patrons. I casually scoot down the bar, getting close enough to overhear their conversation. It's so loud in here that I can't make out what they're saying, but I managed to catch a few words. Damn Italians. Our turf. Them and the cops. Did I hear that right? They aren't part of the Italian mob? I wonder who owns this place then. It must be a different gang. Some kind of deal. That'll work? Risky. I strain my ears as much as I can, sensing the conversation's about to get even more interesting. Just one or two hints. Maybe a name? Come on. Only one drink for you tonight, my friend? A low, eloquent voice murmurs right in my ear. And here comes our boy! Of course he's gonna take a minute to load in because this game hates me. There he is. Good lord. Alright. The culprit smirks at me when I whip my head around in surprise, offering a little wiggle of his fingers in greeting. Tall, suited, and well-groomed, he has an unusually refined look to him. Is he offering to buy me a drink? Is there any better stuff? I could manage another drink, but not another one of whatever this is. I jerk my chin towards the mild rat poison in my glass. I mean, me personally, all alcohol tastes like poison to me, because I don't like the taste of it. So Richter's very real for that. You don't like it? Really? I've been told that's one of the best drinks here. One or two more and I promise it'll start growing on you. No, really. I like my tongue too much to put it through more of Satan's mouthwash. My dry comment makes the stranger chuckle and he flashes me a wink. Oh, so that's the problem. Well, never fear. I'll take good care of that tongue of yours. Ooh! Shut the fuck up, you zest fest! I'm sorry. That was aggressive. What's that supposed to... Bartender! A fresh drink for the delicate-tongued gentleman. And the usual for myself. He waves at the man behind the counter, who quickly nods. Oh, great. I can't actually get drunk, damn it. It's like this guy's here just to ruin my investigation. We'll get you fixed up with something that'll tickle your fancy, mister. Trailing off, the stranger raises one eyebrow at me expectantly. Jack. Jack Vaughn. Jack, Not the name I'd have picked for you, but I still like it. Really? What name would you have picked? Ask me again after you've had a few more drinks. Ah! This man is rizful. Like I said last time, I don't hate his character at all. I genuinely think if I was Richter in this situation, this man would have got me. How I'll describe drinks I don't like now. I didn't even notice you were here. Hi. This man is kind of rizful. He does have that air about him. I don't hate him. I was just, you know, gung-ho for Leslie last time, so I was just like, I already have a man, stop being creepy, you know? But now, we're free game. He might get my ass. Not my ass, but alright. I'm gonna shut up. I'm gonna shut up. That was crazy of me. As if on cue, the bartender passes a glass towards me and gently slides a steaming cup towards my companion. Is that coffee? Thank you, Arthur. Anytime. He throws the man beside me a wily grin. I can't shake the feeling that I'm the butt of some inside joke, but maybe that's my detective's paranoia talking. If only you knew, Richter. Alright. Listen, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Don't look at me like that. Don't look at me like that. I didn't mean it. It just slipped out, okay? It just slipped out. God. Like, I can't just say things anymore. Water. You don't drink, huh? I wouldn't call myself a teetotaler. Teetotaler. That's how you pronounce that word. You know what? It's only the second time I've seen that word. I'm gonna give myself some leeway. Teetotaler. That's how you pronounce that word. The clouds are clear, buddy. Actually, they're purple. So, actually, they're purple. So, I wouldn't call myself a teetotaler, but I do like to stay sharp. Right. Well, drinking partner, since you twisted me into this, who exactly am I toasting with again? My name is Meyer, and I'll endeavor to make sure you won't forget it. How the hell am I supposed to read this guy? If I didn't know better, I'd almost think he was trying to... L'chaim! Exclaiming some sort of toast, he clinks his cup against my glass. L'chaim. I mimic Meyer's pronunciation, and when he happily nods in approval, we both sip our drinks. Not as bad as Ed's Deluxe, but I still feel like I swallowed a gasoline cocktail. Why the puckered face, Jack? Not smooth enough for that tongue of yours? Meyer leans in closer, propping his elbow on the counter and gazing at my face. Well, if he's hell-bent on being all friendly, maybe I can pull some information out of him. I bet he knows something. He's got that kind of smug air about him. Yes, woe is me and my delicate tongue. Really, where do they get this stuff? Is it all home brewed? Surely there's a big cellar. And of course it's taking forever to load in. Please help me. Help me. Okay. Of course. Why, the biggest cellar in town, no less. So he does know! Now I just have to... But, more importantly, why don't you tell me a little more about yourself? Or a lot more. I promise you I won't mind. Alright, play it cool, Richter. I can't rush this or he'll catch on. I'm nobody special, really. I help keep civilians safe, serve the city and all that. Mm-hmm. His smirk deepens for some reason. Just another average fella here to relax after a hard day's work. Mm-hmm. Hoping to take the edge off. Mm-hmm. Are you just gonna sit there and me all night, or what? Oh, well, I don't mean to be rude, but I have a sneaking suspicion that you're lying. Impossible. He can already tell? Was Leslie right? Am I really that bad at this? Why don't you be honest with me, Jack? Be honest with you? I'm not... Meyer leans in even more, this time sneaking an arm about my shoulders and pulling me in close. I swallow, trying to keep a hold of myself as his lips brush against my ear. Ooh! He can't know. There's no way he knows. You're really a Simcha, aren't you? A Simcha? Confused, I steal a side glance at Meyer, and his eyes glimmer back at me mischievously. A pimp, of course. A what? No, you can't fool me with that act, Jack. Jesus Christ. I saw you looking around earlier for any attractive girls. Subtle as a train wreck. Lord have mercy. If I have to pretend to be a pimp, I think I'll just run out the door instead. A little laugh spills out of Meyer before he can fight it back. Care to tell me what's so funny? Just teasing. Forgive me, I didn't mean any offense. Nor did I think you'd nearly faint on the spot, but I was quite ready to catch you. Alright, you got me. I was just, you know, horrified that my good name might be ruined. It shook me up. Secretly, of course, I'm mostly only relieved that he didn't actually see through the lie. I was too close for comfort. Oh, naturally. An upstanding civil servant like you is obliged to maintain his saintly reputation, right? Bartender, another round for the gentleman, if you please. And that was how I got pulled into a night of drinking with my new companion. It soon grows clear that Meyer isn't going to let anything important slip. He manages to dodge all of my questions like a pro boxer ducking punches. But I'm too invested to turn back. I know he knows something. I know he knows something. But we're just dancing around the subject. And as much as I hate to admit it, it's fun talking to him. So much so that I nearly forget what I came here to do. The way he gives me all of his attention is, well, flattering in a way. And there goes that guy again! There he goes again! I don't even know who this man is! Stop following me! Damn it! While we banter back and forth, I noticed the sketchy-looking men from earlier throwing glances towards us. Are they looking at me? At Meyer? Just trying to get the bartender's attention? I can't tell, but I've got a feeling we're being watched. If you don't mind, Jack, I have a question for you. An elbow nudges against my side, interrupting my thoughts. A question? Sure, I'm all ears. I turn my head back towards Meyer, only to see him already pressed close to my side. Our cheeks are nearly brushing together. You wouldn't happen to be looking for underground work, would you? Huh? My heart skips a beat. He's finally bringing it up? You could say that, more or less. Well, in that case, how about we make a deal? I'll trade you a little business information in exchange for something on your end. He whispers conspiratorially to me, lips curled upward in a sly, daring smirk. Something? Huh? What kind of something are we talking about here? Oh, I'm so glad you asked. His breath lightly tickles my cheek. For a second, my focus gets a little hazy. All I can see are those sparkling green eyes. My mind races through all the things he might want from me. Things I'd normally never think of, until... Bring me a cassata cake. A cassata cake, the type from Frank's Bakery on the east side. Almost certainly not kosher, but I won't tell if you won't. I've heard they changed the recipe to something simply amazing, but let's just say I'm not very welcome in that neighborhood. And we know why now! We know exactly why now! Not exactly the offer I was expecting. A cake. Right. I'll think about it. No promises. Playing coy, are we? I'm not even sure if you got the entirety of that last line. I'm not even sure. What was the history? Hold on, let's go back a little bit. Playing coy, are we? Very well. I see how it is. He exhales a small laugh that brushes my skin again, sending a little tingle down the nape of my neck. Please think it over carefully, and if you decide to accept my offer, come back here tomorrow night. How does that sound, Jack? I hesitantly nod. Can this wise guy really be a part of some criminal outfit? Trading information for cakes? Perfect! It'll be plenty worth your while, so keep that in mind. When he finally pulls back, I subconsciously exhale the breath I didn't even know I'd been holding. No matter how I look at it, he's acting sweet on me. Of course, it's not like anyone would notice, crowded as this place is. Do you happen to have a favorite kind of drink? He casually throws another question out, catching me off guard. I want to have it ready for you tomorrow night. That's awful nice of you. Well, my favorite drink. I guess that'd be... I chose, I don't know, something sweet last time. I don't think it matters. I genuinely don't think it matters. But I like something sweet. Something sweet. To mask how bad it tastes, maybe? Meyer stares at me in stunned silence. What? What's with that look? A small choke sound leaks from his throat, the kind you make when you're stifling a laugh. He's razzing me again, isn't he? Yes, of course. Something sweet. I understand. I'll make sure to take excellent care of both you and your refined palate. You're acting like I've already made up my... Huh? You're leaving? Meyer sips the last of his coffee and pushes it away, smoothing his hair back with one hand. Afraid so, Jack. I've got some business to attend to, but I do hope I'll see you tomorrow. Oh, and tonight's drinks are my treat, as a small token of thanks for your delightful company. With a last knowing wink, Meyer steps away from the counter and slips into the crowd, mingling with the drunken sea. He left so suddenly. I wonder what business he's attending to. Well, never mind. I guess that concludes tonight's investigation. What a ride. I leave the speakeasy, unsure whether Meyer pulled one over on me, or if I actually pulled one over on him. He's sure something, that Meyer. No one's ever swept me into their pace so fast before. I can almost still feel the warmth of his breath on my skin. Just the drink talking. Just the drink. And with that poor attempt to reassure myself, I stuff my hands in my pockets and begin the sobering walk home. That was a lot. I need to drink some water. Oop, I just dropped my pencil. Why is there even a pencil on my desk? I didn't even do anything with this pencil today. Remember to clear off your desk, kids. The gentle chirping of birds outside the window. The laughter of children on their way to school. A blinding sun. Why is our office so goddamn bright? My head. The things I do for this job, I swear. As I sit in my chair, sipping my morning coffee and trying to ignore this horrible hangover, my eyes drift up to the clock. Leslie's even later than normal. I hope nothing's wrong. If he doesn't come soon, maybe I should just leave a note and go nap in my car. Good morning! As if I'd summoned him from the bowels of sunny hell, Leslie suddenly bursts into the office. In one hand, he's holding a stack of paperwork, and in the other... Is that a cake? Fresh from Frank's bakery. I tell you, those fellas really nailed the whatever this is. Leslie reaches into the paper bag to grab a piece and happily stuffs his face, chewing away with relish. That's the exact same cake Meyer asked for last night, isn't it? Is this some kind of conspiracy? Is every man in Cleveland eating these cakes except me? Oh? Pausing, Leslie leans in to peer at my face, frowning gently. You look a little under the weather, Richter. Your hair's all messy too, and I haven't even gotten my hands on it yet. Wait, don't tell me. No, you're not hungover, are you? Richter, you naughty boy. Listen, boss, could we just get to our report? Changing the subject, I see. Absolutely shameless. Leslie, who seems to think my hangover is the funniest thing in the world, chuckles all the way over to his office chair. Yeah, laugh it out of your system while I sit here, hoping for a spontaneous eclipse. I'll let you start off then, my little partying partner. What did you find out last night? In between shots, that is. Well, from what I heard, it sounds like the Italians aren't running the speakeasy, or even most of the liquor business, for that matter. If I had to guess, it's either a big street gang or Jewish mafia. A Jewish mafia? It is true. They've been growing in size around here lately. Or so I've heard. What makes you think it's them, though? I heard a couple fellas talking about the Italian mafia's competition, so it can't be them. After that, the man I drank with, he was Jewish, and I have a pretty strong feeling he's some kind of mobster. Oh? Tell me more. Perking up curiously, Leslie props his chin on his hands and leans forward to gaze at me from across his desk. He's got a bit of whipped cream on one corner of his mouth, but I pretend not to notice. Guy said his name was Meyer, for starters. He was well dressed, a little too confident, and... Should I tell Leslie about the flirting? I mean, he doesn't really need to know, and I'd sort of like to enjoy the memory without being scolded, but... And he seemed important. We're hiding things from Leslie this run. We're not going to be completely honest with him. I think he's important. Maybe a spy. Maybe an assassin. Not sure. Important. Why do you think he was talking to you? Beats me. Maybe he just wanted a drinking partner. Leslie drums his fingers on his desk, frowning thoughtfully. He didn't see through your cover? Sure didn't act like it if he did. And I'm still alive, right? Fair point. Maybe your lying skills really have improved. His chair squeaks as he leans back, propping his feet up on the desk. And I just cleaned the mud off it yesterday, too. Why was there mud on Leslie's desk in the first place? This man doesn't wipe his feet at the door? Fucking heathen. I'm sorry. So, he's important. Maybe part of the mafia. But he didn't bump you off. What do you plan to do about him? I was getting to that. Oh, I'm listening. He gestures for me to continue. Meyer offered me a deal for information. A deal? You're serious? I nod, barely resisting the urge to rub my forehead. Details on the mob in exchange for... This is so ridiculous I can barely say it out loud. In exchange for a cake. Oh, come off it, Richter. Tell me what he actually wanted. I know you're trying to get revenge for me teasing you, but I'm being serious, boss. He wanted a cake. Uh, Pointing at the paper bag that holds Leslie's half-eaten breakfast, I put on the straightest face I can manage. It's from the neighborhood around Little Italy, right? Obviously, that place is owned by the Italian gangs, so he can't get too close. But as for why he wants one, I've got no clue, boss. Maybe a kid at home who likes them? A sweet tooth? Forbidden fruit? It reeks of a setup, Richter. Isn't that obvious? Leslie wrinkles his nose. About the reaction I'd expected, and really not an unfair one. Uh-oh. My mouse. Something's going on. Okay, I got it. I thought about that, believe me. But if it was a setup, why would he invite me back? Wouldn't it have been easier to just get rid of me right there? And he could have made his offer sound more serious, too. Anyone with half a brain would be suspicious. That's true, I suppose. I still don't like it, though. Not one bit. He lets out a heavy sigh, sticking a hand into the bag with his cake and tearing off a piece to idly munch on. Well, while you were having the time of your life last night, I was chatting with Mr. FBI. Apparently one of the city's politicians is hosting a big party at a hotel tonight. Thanks to our contact, I've got us passes inside. 'Cause you know what's gonna be at that party, my dear Richter? A lot of liquor. A hell of a lot of liquor. Probably provided by the main source in Cleveland. Leslie and I exchange knowing looks. I can already see what he's getting at. So, you want to scope it out for information? It's a good bet, and a safe one. Once folks get drunk, there's no telling what kind of juicy information we'll get out of them. If we're lucky, some of it might even be related to our case. I wouldn't count on it. We snicker in our line of work. Both of us have seen our we snicker in our line of work. Both of us have seen our fair share of these ritzy orgies. I think you should come to the party with me tonight. With your smarts and my good looks, we're bound to find something out. And if you want my honest opinion... Leslie goes thoughtfully silent for a moment, then, and a more serious look darkens his brow. I think this rendezvous at the Speak is too risky. Even if Meyer doesn't mean you any harm, any other mob types around there might not feel the same way. But I also don't think you're green enough to walk into a death trap. Gee, thanks, boss. When I roll my eyes, Leslie offers me a soft, affectionate smile, the kind he only puts on once in a blue moon. I love you, Leslie. But we have to finish the plot. I'm heading to the party either way, but I trust your judgment, Richter. You can decide for yourself where to go tonight. What'll it be? As much as I hate to disappoint Leslie, my instincts are telling me the speakeasy's worth a gamble. It's a risk, no doubt about it, but one I feel I have to take. We are firmly on Meyer's route, guys. No going back now. Uh-oh. Shifting out of my chair, I approach Leslie's desk and lean over it, giving him a firm look to show my conviction. Sorry, boss. I'm gonna try my luck with Meyer. There's a lead there. I just know it. Like I expected, Leslie doesn't look too thrilled by my choice. But true to his word, he soon lets out a good-natured sigh. Heartlessly leaving your partner in the dust. So this is what it's come to, eh? Fine. I'll just enjoy the free party food by myself. Not even gonna bring me back a sandwich? Ask your new friend for one. Leslie huffs, and I snicker at his playful sulkiness, although I have to wonder if a little bit of it isn't genuine. Alright. But if you go, promise me you'll station a few officers near the speakeasy, just in case something goes wrong. You never know when trouble might pop up. Yeah, that's fair. I'll make the calls this morning. Good boy. Oh! Ah! I love Leslie. Ooh. I'm so sorry, baby girl. We have to go for Meyer this time around. I'm so sorry. Then I won't worry. Well, I'll worry less about you. He reaches out to ruffle my hair. Luckily, it was already messy, so he can't inflict much more damage. Now, let's cannonball into that stack of paperwork. Been looking forward to it all morning. Ugh. I hate repetitive office work. That shit is, like, so freaking dreary. No wonder why people with, like, corpo 9-to-5s hate their lives. Literally, it's so, like, monotony kills me. We spend the rest of the day going through reports, most of them related to Italian gang activity on the east side. Sorry, I was yawning. He doesn't exactly put me at ease for when I leave the office, heading towards Little Italy to pick up Meyer's cake. I keep picturing his face, and my mind wanders to how he might react when I hand this to him. Will it really make him happy? Alright, my tracking was acting up for a second. That was weird. Why is it making me wink? That's so weird. Ah. Okay. Posture check. Remember to stretch and drink water, kids. Can you hear my ice water? Aside from those distracting thoughts, though, my bakery trip is an uneventful one. Prize cargo in hand, I end up at the speakeasy just as night's settling in. Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your night. The doorman gives his customary greeting, and I casually nod while stepping past. Here I am, a detective on a risky job, shuffling into a speakeasy with a cake in a paper bag like some kid holding onto his school lunch. Not my finest moment. The place is packed full, just like last night, which means I can't really pick Meyer out easily. I guess if I hang around the bar long enough, maybe he'll show up. Oh, it's Mr. Jack. Huh? A coarse voice, different from Meyer's, growls out behind me. Oh, it's not Meyer? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. It might be the stalker this time. Oh, no. I'm scared. No. It is the stalker! I turned to see one of the rough-looking men I'd noticed last night staring at me suspiciously. I'm gonna pat you down. Make sure you aren't healed. Understand? No one did this to me last night. What's the big idea? Would you shut up? I'm not here to answer questions. Before I have a chance to protest further, he grabs me and starts patting my pockets, roughly feeling around. 6 feet! 6 fucking feet! Oh, now we got another motherfucker with a touching problem. Have you ever heard of personal space? I'm sorry. Sorry, buddy. I'm gonna be taking this for tonight. The man pulls out the piece I'd been carrying as insurance just in case things went south. Well, now I feel even more like a defenseless kid. Great. Just don't pull any moves. Just don't pull any dumb moves and you'll be fine. I like to keep things real cordial around here. Got it? Yeah, I got it. Good. We'll be heading to the back room. Uh-huh. Whatever you... Wait, the back room? Wait, where are you taking me? Wait! Oh, great. The man suddenly... I had to sit up for a second. I'm being manhandled! God damn it! The man suddenly grabs my wrist, pulling me along the speak's perimeter. My heart starts to pound in my chest. What am I getting dragged into? I told the officers not to get close to the place unless I was gone for a while, but who knows what'll happen in the meantime? Uh-oh. My semi-captor takes me to the back of the parlor and down a long, dark corridor. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. We're gonna go to the private room with Meyer? Oh, good. What is he gonna do to us in there? Oh, no. The music and laughter fade slowly into the distance, replaced by only the sound of our footsteps. Finally, we reach a large black door, and the man knocks firmly on it several times. Come in. The door opens into a warmly lit, spacious parlor. Not exactly the scary, dank room I'd been expecting. Oh, this is the back room that they were holding my guy in. Wait, does that imply that whatever Meyer's gonna do to me here, he did to my guy? I think his name was Earl or something. In the last route? Is that what they're implying here? Or is this a strictly me and Meyer thing? I don't know. I don't know. And there, in the middle of a lush couch, sits a familiar tall man. Mr. Eastman, your friend's here. Yes, I can see that. Thank you for bringing him in. Make sure no one intrudes on us, if you'd be so kind. Uh-oh. Uh-oh! Yes, sir. With a polite nod, the other man departs, closing the door behind him with a soft click. Once he's gone, Meyer and I stare at each other for a few seconds in silence. I can only think that this dramatic reintroduction was deliberate. He knows I can read the subtext. Well, I brought you your cake. I lift the bag in my hand and shake it a little, laughing nervously. That's so loser core of him. That's so boy failure of him, honestly. He's like, I brought your cake, Pookie. Like, what the fuck? I knew I could count on you. A pleased smile slowly spreads over his lips, and the sight makes me relax a little. He pats the couch beside him, and I don't feel like I'm exactly in a position to refuse. I approach and tentatively lower myself down, sinking into the soft cushions. Why, you're as stiff as a sheet of glass. What's wrong, Jack? Your secretary back there wasn't exactly the most gentle of fellas. I apologize. They're used to dealing with coarser individuals than yourself, you see, and I forgot to tell them to use the kid gloves. It's not that, I just wasn't quite expecting all of this. All of this? You mean a nice back room in a speakeasy? Meyer gives me a faux innocent look. Don't look at me like that. Right, that's obviously what I was referring to. Anyway, here, your prize. I hope it didn't get smushed when your lackey was jostling me around. I offer Meyer the bag with the cake, and his eyes light up when he takes it from my hands. Wonderful. I can smell it already. I can't read that. I can't read that. Hold on. Back to the research. Because bro's just speaking Hebrew. Hold on. Hold on. Give me a quick moment. We're gonna figure out how to say it. How do I pronounce it? How do I pronounce it? I just want to know how to pronounce it. Well, first, I'd like to know what it means. That would help. Where is it? Where is it? It's taking me to a freaking PDF. It's taking me to to a freaking scholarly source. I just want an academic library. I just want to know how to pronounce it. What does it mean? What does it mean? Please. Oh my god. This is taking forever. It is hard to eat a stranger's bread something. I'm just gonna skip over it. At this point, I'm just gonna skip over it, because I don't want to pronounce it wrong and then, you know... Goodness me. I can't find a reliable source for how to pronounce it, so... Unfortunately, we're gonna have to skip over that. I'm sorry I keep, like, going off to the side where my model gets cut off. I'm like leaning on the side of my chair. Let me just... That's better, right? Yeah, okay. I had to move my phone to an angle so that when I lean to the side, I'm not like moving out of frame, I guess. Okay, we're good. We're good. My rabbi used to say, but I like to pretend it doesn't apply to cakes. He gazes longingly at the bag for a moment, then sets it to one side. A smile finds its way onto my lips before I even realize it. The way he likes sweets so much really reminds me of Leslie. Even in another route, we're still thinking about our #1 baby girl. And that's on period. Oh, before I forget, I have something for you, Jack. Meyer leans around the edge of the sofa, grunting softly before straightening back up with a bottle in hand. It's full of a golden liquid, but I don't recognize the label. You wanted something a little sweeter, right? You remembered? Oh, please. It was last night, Richter. No one's gonna forget something that quick. Get over yourself. Get over yourself, Richter. It was literally last night. I have an excellent memory, especially when it comes to people who catch my interest. He takes a glass from the table behind him and starts to pour me a drink, humming softly. I notice that he's already got a half-empty cup of coffee for himself, black as the night. Alright. Listen. Listen. This is Slavovitz. Sweetened with honey. I've never sampled it myself, but one of my men swears by it. I prefer to take my sweets in something of a different fashion, though. He's trying... Oh, he might get me. He might get me. Meyer hands me the glass, letting his fingers brush against mine for a moment longer than necessary. Oh! Oh my god! This is so sudden! Let me stop. Thanks. You're quite the host. You expected anything less? Okay. He turns a little bit on the sofa, propping one elbow against the back so he can gaze at me head on. Oh my god! He wants him! I know I was saying this all stream last time, but he wants him carnally. He wants him badly. He wants him badly. Good God. He wants him bad. Oh. Feeling slightly embarrassed under his stare, I take a curious sip of the drink. Damn, it goes down so easy. Good enough, I can see why you're not serving it out there. Oh my god. A man has to make a living, unfortunately. Buying and transporting high-quality goods is expensive, not to mention risky. I'd much prefer to serve good liquor over the common swill, but it's not quite feasible yet. He pauses for a thoughtful moment, though his eyes flick back to my face soon after. Well, about that information I owe you, assuming you're still interested in work. Okay. I'm getting a little too excited because this man... As I nurse my drink, Meyer begins to describe the main mafia figures in the city, along with the various rackets they keep, in great detail. Combined with everything else I've seen tonight, I think it confirms my suspicions. He's near the top of the underworld food chain in Cleveland. He's not even trying to hide it. In fact, I think he's just playing a game with me. Oh, he's playing with you all right. He's playing with you all right. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'll behave myself. Seeing how far we can take this before one of us has to state the obvious. Knowing that, you'd think I'd be incredibly uncomfortable right now, but for whatever reason, being around Meyer just puts me completely at ease. Maybe it's his disarming casual mannerisms or the soft and smooth way he speaks. There's nothing aggressive or thug-like about him. He's perfectly composed. Because he wants you! Oh! Occasionally he shifts on the sofa beside me, brushing my leg with his own in a way that can't possibly be an accident. He wants you! I'm sorry. I'm sorry I said I would behave myself, but... he wants you badly, Richter. He wants you so bad. He wants you so bad. I can't tell what's going on behind his twinkling green eyes, but there's something playfully devious about the glances he keeps giving me. And I think that would make our train just about even. No? He finishes his thorough description with an impish wink, taking a sip of his coffee. Why is it so hard for me to wink? Usually it's not that hard. Jesus Christ. Sometimes my rigging decides to cooperate, sometimes it doesn't. This is one of those times, it seems. Taking a sip of his coffee. You sure are familiar with all the gang activity here, aren't you? If I didn't know any better, I'd almost think you controlled some of it yourself. Me? Why, I'm not sure what would lead you to such an outrageous conclusion. Gaslighting. Instead of looking offended, though, Meyer presses in a little closer, his smirk suddenly growing mischievous. Oh! Oh! I need to drink some water. This is about to get a little serious. After all, it's rather rash to assume things about people you don't know particularly well. Don't you agree, Richter? So I knew it was coming. I knew it was coming. But but that was smooth as hell. This man might get me. This man might get me. Majority of the time, I don't like him toxic, okay? Majority of the time, the toxicity, that would be a deal breaker for me. That would be it. I don't want any parts of that. However, I don't know, Meyer makes it tempting. I'll be honest, Meyer makes it a little tempting. Good God. Okay. We're fine. We're fine. We're going to continue. And, yeah. Everything's gonna be alright. You just need to breathe. You just need to breathe. How do you... He smugly lifts the cake bag, rustling it before my face. Your name is on the label. That's a lie! That's a lie. He knew before that. He knew before that. He must have. He must have. Because Richter isn't that fucking stupid. It was just a coincidence. Meyer is really good at taking, like, coincidences and passing them off as reality. I find that. Meyer is very good at doing that. He's a professional gaslighter, and he's really damn good at it. A mistake I wouldn't expect from you, if you'll pardon my rudeness. Were you distracted at the time you purchased it? Yeah, he was thinking about you, you zesty mother... I'm sorry. That was aggressive. Let me shut my mouth. I didn't mean to do that. I'm not about to mention how I was daydreaming about him when I bought the cake. Yeah, you fucking fruit. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That was rude of me. That was rude of me. I'm gonna... I think I'd rather just let my professional pride take the fall. Of course, I know you're a detective too, and I can guess why you're here. But please, don't take it as a blow to your acting skills. I'm just well acquainted with a number of professional liars, you see. I'm one as well. But if you already know so much about me, why are you pouring me drinks rather than having me shot and dumped in the alley? Meyer clicks his tongue, lightly wagging a finger at me. Violence is not how I prefer to do business, Richter. It's only ever a temporary solution. Violence begets violence, which is why you have warring Italian crime families rather than one consolidated powerful body. He's spitting! He's spitting! He's spitting! No. In most circumstances, I would much rather make friends than enemies. Friends like you, which is why you're not being dumped in an alley, as you so vulgarly put it. Although, I would never harm a what? Alright. How do I say that? How do I say it?
Shayna Poonam.
Shayna Poonam.
Shayna Poonam. Shayna Poonam.
Shayna Punim. Shayna Punim. Okay. Although, I would never harm a Shayna Punim like you, no matter what my moral code was. He shifts on the sofa again, this time letting his legs stay resting against my own. Ooh! It's getting spicy! Oh my god! Uh-oh. Oh! Right mouse button is to automatically go... Oh, okay. Interesting. That's what you get when you don't look at the controls, kids. Okay. I swallow I'm sorry, this is flustering me so much I can't read. I swallow, relieved at Meyer's explanation, but acutely aware of his face being a mere few inches to my right. You certainly aren't like any other guy I've met, law-abiding or otherwise. Why don't you tell me more about what it's like, being in this risky business? I clumsily attempt to slide the conversation in another direction, daring to glance over at Meyer. No, please. I know a one-sided argument. I know a one-sided agreement when I see one. With the gloating air of someone who's just caught their opponent cheating, Meyer shakes his head. I'll answer a few questions of yours, but only on the condition I can ask questions of my own. I swore on my honor to answer with the truth, and you'll do the same. But we can each avoid one question in exchange for a favor. A favor? A favor? What are you talking about, sir? What do you mean by a favor? 'Cause, you know, before, I was kind of like, I had my mind in the gutter along with Richter when he was just like, oh, I just want a cake from you. You know, I was with Richter just like, I thought he was going to ask me for something else. But here, we're in a private room, no one's going to interrupt us, and we're playing fucking... We're playing... we're playing games with stakes. We're playing 20 questions with stakes. If you refuse to answer a question, you have to do each other a favor. What kind of favor? Be honest. What are you thinking right now? Because I know it's something similar to what I'm thinking. Okay. I'm going to behave myself. for probably the third time, I'm gonna behave myself. It's probably not that bad. My mind is probably deeper in the gutter than this game is ever gonna go. Does that strike you as fair? His tone casually rises up at the end, not so subtly daring me to accept. I think I'd be an idiot to expect a businessman like yourself to play fair, but alright, I'll bite. That's what I like to hear. Maya gives me a rakish, teasing grin, all too pleased with my reply. As a gesture of goodwill, I'll even let you start. Really? How do you make any money with that kind of generosity? Oh, you'd be surprised. What are you doing for money? What you be doing for money, bruv? What you be doing for money? That sounds a little suspicious. That sounds a little suspicious to me. Sounds a little sussy. I need to drink some water. That sounds a little sussy to me, sir. Mister. That sounds a little sussy. I'm just saying. As Maya chuckles to himself, I pause and ponder on just what to ask. What do I most want to know about? Oh. 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 Well. It's been a minute since we saved anyway. It's been a minute. We're being presented with some new choices now. Let's see where this takes us. I'm not getting like the same amount of nervous I was with Leslie and Richter's cutscene, but this is getting a little, you know. It's getting a little something. It's getting a little something. It's getting, you know. Oh, shit. Okay. Ask about his gang or ask about his history. I don't really care about his gang anymore. If we're gonna romance him, we're gonna romance him. We're gonna ask about him. Tell me... Oh, I was about to go into fucking Meyer's voice for Richter. Jesus. His voice is really comfortable for me, honestly. Tell me about your background and your history. What was it like for you growing up? My question seems to catch Meyer off guard. But his surprise quickly shifts into a gentle, pleased expression, and he nods in acknowledgement. I was raised in a cozy little Jewish community in Missouri where I lived until a few years ago. I'm sure you'll find this hard to believe, but I always kept to myself as a boy. I rarely spoke to anyone. I suppose you could say I was afraid of rejection. Our rabbi was my closest friend. We ate corned beef sandwiches and talked about baseball on the weekends. Looking back now, I think he was just as lonely as I. He chuckles softly, gaze flicking down to the coffee table and lingering on his cup. I can't imagine Meyer ever being withdrawn. I guess he didn't develop his charisma until later. Several days after my bar mitzvah, a few boys who I'd never seen before approached me on the street. Uh-oh. I don't like that. I don't know. Where's this story going? I'm a little scared. Meyer, they said, you're a tall, strong guy. Why the hell are you playing with the rabbi instead of making money? I realized I didn't have much of an answer for them. We formed a merry little crew. It was enjoyable to have that kind of attention from my peers, and my desire to fit in was why I began doing jobs with them. Eventually, my name garnered a certain reputation. The association grew, people started looking up to me, and somehow I ended up on top of it all. Meyer's eyes returned to me. I can't really read the true emotion behind them. Nostalgia, regret, or satisfaction. The rabbi, whatever happened to him? We don't speak anymore. He gives me one of those brief, thin-lipped smiles, the kind you only show to be polite. Again, it's hard to see through what it means, but I can detect a little longing in his voice. I'd always separated mobsters from real people in my head, like you were all just monsters who'd lost your humanity. But listening to you talk, I guess it makes me realize how we're not so different after all. I twirl my glass between my fingers, unsure if that knowledge makes me more happy or grim. Meyer studies me in silence for a little while. It's not an awkward silence, though, just a thoughtful one. Well, your turn. For a question. You have one? No, I have many. When the silence finally breaks, Meyer gives me a wry grin, his eyes momentarily flicking down to my mouth. Oh! Oh! Meyer! Okay. Yeah, I'm listening. Alright. What's your greatest fear? My greatest fear? Sorry, I was yawning. He nods, watching me expectantly. No immediate answer pops into my head, so I mull over the question for a moment. My greatest fear. Something that would keep me from sleeping at night. Hurting innocent people. Oh? I nod, forcing a brief awkward smile as I take another sip of my drink. Meyer doesn't add anything further, though. Is he waiting for me to elaborate? I just think it's my duty, well, the duty of everyone in law enforcement, to make sure Americans are safe and happy. That's why we exist. It's not just a job you do for money. It's a job that lets you go home feeling better about the world, even if it's just a little bit. Meyer tilts his head a little to one side, eyes glimmering at me. Then his hand slips onto my shoulder, resting there gently for a few seconds before squeezing it. Very admirable, Richter. Although, I have to wonder just where Volstead fits into that. There goes the grade A manipulation and gaslighting! Ding, 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 ding! Here it is, here it is! He trails off curiously. Is he trying to lead me somewhere with that vague comment? Well, it's your turn, isn't it? Why don't you ask me something lighthearted? I don't mind if you get more personal. He leans in a little more, hand still lingering on my shoulder. Ah! I'm sorry. Ah! I can smell his light cologne and the subtle earthy scent of coffee. I've been trying desperately to keep my nerves under control, but it's getting harder and harder the more Meyer teases into my personal space. Oh! 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 Ask if he... Ask if he has a lover. Let me stop. Ask if he has a lover. Ooh. This is getting spicy. Can my file please save? Because this is getting... Why is this taking so long? Why is it taking so long? Posture check while I'm waiting for my file to save. Stretchy. Why is this taking so long? Like, actually, why is this taking so long? Oh, goodness. Well, maybe I should talk about my day. My day has been pretty okay. Oh, right. The other day I made a hat. I crocheted a hat. I like crocheting. Crocheting is fun. I should actually go back to Walmart and get some more yarn. I'd start a new project soon, because I vastly underestimated how much yarn I would need to make that hat. I don't have a big head or anything. My head isn't humongous. It's just, you know, yarn to head ratio. A little crazy. Hey, it's saved. Let's go. Okay. We're gonna ask if he has a lover, because obviously... Do you, have a lover? A wife? Okay. Richter! Richter, come on! Come on now, Richter! Did you seriously just ask this man who's like inches away from fucking shoving his tongue down your throat if he has a wife? Are you kidding me? Are you joking me right now? Are you actually kidding me? This man bought you drinks, has been flirting with you, has been this close to making out with you vigorously. Invited you to a private room where there are no others, and there will be no interruptions. Bought a drink specifically for you, and you're asking if he has a wife. Now, I'm not saying that you know, rizful individuals can't be, you know, can't commit, you know, infidelity. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that just because he's rizful doesn't mean he's not married. I'm just saying I don't think his particular interest in you would be very indicative of him having a wife. This is not bi erasure. This is not pan erasure. I'm just saying that, you know, one wouldn't originally assume that if, you know, a man is coming on to you, another man, that he has, you know, a woman at home. I'm just saying, that's just my opinion. You know, to assume is to make an ass out of you and me. We don't assume things here. We do not assume things here. However, comma, I don't think I don't think that was I don't think that was a good assumption to make, Richter. I just don't think that that was very logical, but that's just me. You must, right? Being the cat's meow and all. You're so boy failure coded. Oh, Richter. Oh. Good lord, goodness gracious, goodness me. Richter, you can't possibly be this boy failure coded. You were so smooth with Leslie. What's going on here? No. Maya responds casually, offering a little shrug when I shoot a glance over at him. Is it my imagination, or does he look incredibly smug right now? Yeah, because he just got you to admit that he's attractive to you. Why are you wearing that expression? Are you so very surprised? Or maybe you're relieved? No, just surprised is all. I really didn't think you'd still be a bachelor. Come on. And why is that? Because I'm the cat's meow? Can we just get on with the next question? What is this dynamic change I sense in Richter? I don't know. Pausing, Meyer makes a show of tapping a finger against his bottom lip, turning his eyes towards the ceiling. It's such an obvious display that I know for a fact he's already got his question picked out and he's just toying with me. I drain the last of my glass in an attempt to act casual, turning my head away slightly. Ah, I've got one. What memory do you have of your first kiss? Please describe it in great detail. Oh! Meyer! Why? So you can recreate it? Ha ha ha. You like kissing men? You like kissing men? I'm sorry. I'm sorry! Oh, I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. Okay. I nearly choke on my drink. So this is what he was planning all along? I'm listening very attentively. Hold on. Damn it. I know this is what he wants me to say, but it'll be a cold day in hell before I tell this guy I've never properly kissed anyone before. Can I just trade the favor? Oh? Don't feign surprise, you bastard. In that case, I suppose I'll take you up on that offer right now. I reflexively squeeze my eyes shut, sucking in a breath. It feels like my chest is going to explode. Richter? What are you doing? I reopen one eye to see Meyer staring at me quizzically. Oh, no fucking way. I thought he... No, of course he wouldn't. He's too much of a gentleman. Why were you expecting it? That's my question. You thought this man was just... You know what? I don't put it past him. I wouldn't put it past him. Honestly, you know what, Richter? Good assumption, bad timing. Oop, sorry. I went somewhere. Just, a little dizzy from the drink. So, what do you want from me for the favor? Well, you'll probably think me a fool for saying this, but... Reaching for the bag at his right, Meyer lifts it up and sighs happily, slipping his hand inside to unwrap the cake. I'd like you to share it with me. Share? The cake? Huh? Mouth to mouth? Because you like kissing men? You like kissing men? Huh? 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 Okay. I'll stop. He nods, pulling back the paper wrapping to reveal the delicious-looking, spongy white dessert. I'd feel guilty enjoying it by myself, especially considering you brought it for me. So I'd prefer we savor it together. Does that sound agreeable? I haven't had a thing since lunch, so you're asking the right guy. Should we just cut it in half, or what? No. Wait! I was joking! I was lying! I was telling a fib! I was telling a goof and a gaff! I was joking! It was /J, I wasn't /SRS. Is he actually gonna... Is he... Yeah, let's just see what he's gonna do. You're going to feed it to me. Oh! Oh! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh my goodness. This motherfucker. This cheeky little bastard. Oh my god. Wow. Isn't that something? You're going to feed it to me. How fucking shameless can you get? I blink at Meyer, unsure if I heard him correctly. He gazes back at me calmly. I definitely didn't mishear that. Did I? If you want, then should I go get a fork, or... That won't be necessary. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't do this to me. Don't do this. Don't do this to me. Don't. Oh, I need a minute. Oh. I'm about to pass out. I'm gonna pass out. I'm going to faint. Oh! I needed that water to cool me down, cause Meyer might get my ass. Oh my god, this is so much more like zesty than Leslie's route. Holy shit! At least with Leslie's route, they just made out. They just fucking cut to the chase and made out. This is drawing it out something fierce. This is making me beg for it. I'm sorry. No. Forget I said it. Forget I said anything. Oh shit. Okay. I love visual novels. Oh fuck. Okay. Meyer offers a cake to me along with a daring raise of his brow. I feel like I just walked right into a trap. But I knew that from the beginning, didn't I? And I came here all the same, because I wanted it to happen. At least we're being honest with ourselves, Richter. You like men. You love men! You want to kiss men! I'm sorry. I just got a little overexcited there for a second, okay? I'm gonna stop yelling. I promise. I'm gonna stop yelling. I'm going to stop yelling. I take a small bite of the cake, letting the fluffy sweetness rest on my tongue. Then... I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, oh. Okay, okay. Meyer gently curls a finger under my chin, gradually closing the distance between us. His chest presses against mine, pinning me to the back of the sofa. Oh my god! Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. That. Oh. My imagination is in HD and in color. Fuck HD, 4 fucking K, ultra wide band. Ah. Oh my god. Okay. There's no need to be embarrassed, Richter. He breathed those words against my cheek, pulling my jaw down ever so slightly to part my lips. Oh my god, oh my god. Why is this so sensual? Holy shit. Holy shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. Ah! Okay. Oh my god. Slowly, delicately, he covers my mouth with his own. The sweet flavor mingles between our tongues, but my head feels so foggy that I can barely think about how it tastes. Meyer teases me with maddeningly light, soft kisses, pulling back a little bit each time I start to press forward. He's really trying to provoke me, isn't he? Well, it's working. Oh my god! I bite down. Oh! Oh my god! I'm sorry. Ah! I bite down hard on his lower lip, exhaling a hot, impatient breath. Momentarily, his chest presses harder against mine. His kiss suddenly grows more aggressive, hard and deep, so intense I have to gasp for air whenever I can. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry. I pull his coat off his shoulders, grasping needily at his shirt, letting my hands wander all over his powerful body. Just as his tongue starts to slip into my mouth, he pulls back again, this time breaking into a devilish grin. Oh my... Oh. No! Hold on. I have to check for something real quick. I have to check for something. I don't have a choice. I have to check for something. I have to check for something. I have to check for something. I don't have a choice at this point. I don't have a choice. And you can judge me if you want to. You can judge me if you want to. I have never, ever been happier. Hold on. Ah! It's there! Oh! Oh my god. Jesus. Okay. I know what I'm doing when I turn off the stream. It's not what you think. I just need to do some research. That's all. I just need to do some research. I just need to do some research, and it will be very... Ooh. It will be very... Okay. No, it'll be good. It'll be good. There isn't much. I didn't find much, but There isn't much, but oh my goodness. My goodness, I'm in for a treat. If I'd known that you'd be so eager, I would have done this a lot sooner, you know. Goodness. Goodness me, Meyer. Are we gonna spend the whole night talking or share more of that cake? Oh! Oh! I can't disappoint my favorite detective now, can I? It would be horrible if you clapped me in shackles and brought me in for interrogation after all. Oh! I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Oh, shit! Oh, my goodness. You sound pretty excited about that idea, actually. And can you blame me? Meyer swipes a finger through the cake's icing, then presses it past my lips. Oh, mama! Oh my god! I saw. They're getting into it! They're getting feisty! I feel like I shouldn't be here. I feel like I'm interrupting something, even though I'm the one reading the fucking story. I feel like I'm interrupting something. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. I suckle on it without hesitation, lapping the sweetness off of his fingertip, a faint moan leaking from my throat before I can contain it. Richter. Oh! I'm sorry. I'm not moaning for free. Meyer suddenly leans in for another. My phone is gonna die. My phone is gonna die. Oh. My phone is gonna die. Don't die on me. Please. There's a lot going on right now. There's a lot happening. There's a lot going on, and you know. Okay, we're good. My phone's plugged in. We're fine. Oh my god. Meyer suddenly leans in for another kiss, trailing his finger along my bottom lip. This time he's the impatient one, his tongue pressing insistently against my lips until I part them. It greedily swirls inside my mouth, tangling with my own tongue as Meyer presses me roughly against the couch. It's like he can't get enough of me, and I can't get enough of him. I grasp his hips and keep him pulled forward, wanting more and more. Oh my god. As we trade eager wet kisses, my mind hazily wanders towards a certain question. See, I'm getting so flustered I can't even read. What am I really doing here? Am I trying to live out some detective seduced by mobster fantasy? Or is it like Meyer said? Are we just two men outside of our opposite professions savoring each other's company? If Leslie could see me right now, I don't know what he'd think, or if he'd even find it excusable. Leslie would be fucking heartbroken. But if I'm so easily turned away from my duties by a gangster, maybe I was never cut out for this line of work to begin with. I'm not moaning for free! One of Meyer's hands drifts down my chest, slipping around my waist to squeeze my hip. Oh, shit. I normally wouldn't do this on a first date, especially since I'd like to give you a reason to come back. He heatedly murmurs a string of words in between breathless kisses, not giving me a moment to reply. And it doesn't feel like you'll need too much convincing. I'm sorry. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy shit! His fingertips tease along my inner thighs, sending shivers through me from head to toe. Just a little bit higher. I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm fine. Oh, I'm gonna pass out. I'm gonna pass out. Oh my god. Oh, I think I might need to get some more water. I'm sucking that shit dry. Wait. You know, as the words were coming out of my mouth, I realized how they sounded. I'm a wreck. I'm a wreck. I'm a mess. I'm fucking dead. I'm fucking dead. Oh shit. Okay. Oh my god. Just a little bit higher. A little higher. No! No! No, 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 no. It was just getting good. It was just getting good! Fuck! Okay, I'm fine. I'm fine. A frantic knock at the door makes both of us jerk apart. Myers smooths back his hair and clothes, sitting back and clearing his throat. Come in. The door instantly flies open and one of Myers' men bolts inside. Mr. Eastman! Mr. Eastman, there's a bunch of cops sniffing around right outside the joint. I think something's about to go down if we don't stop them. Wait! Those are my guys. Safety precaution. I jump up from the sofa, inwardly kicking myself. Damn it! I should have told him to go home earlier. I lost track of time and... Shit. There's no excuse. It's alright, Richter. Myers' gentle voice calls to me reassuringly. Go put your men at ease. Maybe by some grand stroke of fate, you'll end up here again tomorrow, and we can resume our talk. Yeah, 'cause talking is what you're gonna be doing. He puts on one of his wickedly innocent smiles, winking at me. Thanks. I hope I can see you soon. You doubtlessly will. Jesus. That was a lot for me. That was a lot. Oh my god. That was a little crazy. That was a little crazy. I'm almost happy that no one was here to witness me go through the motions of that. But inevitably, someone will see it. Inevitably. With a hasty nod, I turn and follow the other man to the door, smoothing back my own ruffled hair. Lucky for me, those officers probably aren't being paid enough to ask many questions. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, and Richter. He calls out to me just as I'm about to cross the threshold, and I glance back at him. Don't forget what your real duty is, Good night. Myers' man shuffles me along to the exit before I have a chance to reply. My real duty? What the hell does he mean by that? Maybe it doesn't mean anything. But those words stick in the back of my mind, even as I leave the speakeasy to reassure the officers I'm alright and defuse the situation. Hopefully I'll get a chance to see Meyer tomorrow, and I'll ask him then. My heart's still pounding from the end of our talk. When I finally get home and roll into bed, there's no way I can fall asleep, so I spend the night restlessly tossing and turning. I'd rather be hungover than this. Jesus. Yeah, 'cause tossing and turning is what you're doing, right? That's the only thing you're doing, right? Okay. Infatuation doesn't fade away half as easy. I'll behave myself. Morning, boss. I stumble into the office feeling like a corpse dragged out of its grave. Coffee. Richter? This is the second day in a row you've come in looking like a bedraggled cat. Do we need to have an intervention? I'm fine. I just couldn't sleep. Christ, something really is messed up when Leslie shows up at work before me. He lets out a long, playful sigh, shaking his head before taking a sip of his coffee. Well, don't keep me in suspense. Your escapades last night, of course. What happened? What did you find out? Yeah, right. With my own coffee mug in hand, I sink down into my chair, clearing my throat. Gonna have to leave out some of the details here, I think. Yeah, no, I don't think Leslie would want to hear about all that. Respectfully. My new friend, Mr. Meyer Eastman, well, he gave me some information about the powerful mob players in the city. Seems like he's really in the loop. The already pale Leslie seems to suddenly grow a shade paler. He slowly sets down his coffee and leans forward over his desk, brow furrowing as he stares at me. Did you say Eastman? Sure did, boss. Why? Why? Yes? Are you losing your hearing already, boss? You're not that old. Because Eastman is the man running all of Cleveland, that's why! Leslie raises his voice in excitement and frustration, slamming his fists down on his desk. All of Cleveland? Yes, all of Cleveland. I found out about him last night at that party I went to. He's well liked and hugely powerful, and most of Cleveland's Italian mafia is terrified of him. I don't know how on earth you managed to get in his good books, but Eastman is the key to taking down this city's liquor business. In fact, I think that speakeasy itself might be his main base. After we get a bit more information, we should set up a raid. I figured Meyer was powerful, but I had no idea he was running all of Cleveland. He told you that! He told you that! He told you he was running all of Cleveland. You were just too horny to remember! That's what drinks and smooth talking will do to you. Damn. Damn, Meyer got his ass. Figuratively and literally. Leslie's right, obviously. Our department is supposed to be working with the FBI to enforce prohibition here, which means shutting down criminal outfits. This should be a huge step forward. If that's the case, then why do I feel so reluctant? It's not like Meyer trusts me. In fact, I'm sure he doesn't, but I can't imagine putting him behind bars. Last night was probably just a game, his attempt to manipulate me onto his side. And yet, it didn't feel like that at all. Crazy how manipulation and gaslighting works, Richter. Oi, Richter. Are you spacing out? Do you need more coffee? I snap back to the moment, greeted by a curious Leslie staring at me quizzically. No, I was just thinking, boss. We're going about this the wrong way. The wrong way? You have a different idea? I yawned, sorry. When I nod, Leslie tilts his head to the side, motioning for me to continue. If there's anything I can give him credit for, it's that he's usually willing to listen to what I say, even if I'm the junior partner. Let me keep talking to Eastman. Wait a minute. So if this ends the same way that Leslie's route ended, that means Richter goes back to the speakeasy, they start getting a little, and Leslie barges in with the raid because he's suspicious. I'm calling it. That's what's gonna happen. Never played this game before, I promise you. If I got it right, I'm just that good. I'll get more details out of him, I promise. We shouldn't throw him in jail. Not yet. Leslie stares at me in stunned silence. Does it really sound that strange? Ugh, I yawned again. I think I'm hungry, actually. I think I'm just hungry. It's making me eepy. This eepy little guy. Did you hit your head on the... Oh, shit. Did you hit your head on the way home last night, Richter? This is a mob boss we're talking about. He's dangerous. Not in line to be the next pope. Actually, he's Jewish. Let me stop. I don't know what he said to you, but you shouldn't believe him. Just because he hasn't killed you yet doesn't mean he won't. Once you've outlived your usefulness, haven't you thought about that? His frustrated, skeptical words echo my own thoughts, as much as I hate to admit it. Maybe it's stupid to try and deny them, but before I can control myself, I blurt out the first thing that comes to mind. Uh-oh. He's not a murder machine, Leslie. He's not a one-sided villain who was born bad. Sure, most mobsters out there are ruthless bastards, but so are a lot of normal people. Mafia guys aren't some special breed, evil to their rotten cores. Meyer, he's a businessman. He's using the law for profit. I know that, and I'm not saying I think it's right. But after talking to him, spending time with him, seeing how he's just a guy like any other, I'll be damned if I don't have more sympathy for him than whatever rich old highbinder is handing down orders in the FBI. Leslie stays quiet, biting his bottom lip, a nervous habit of his, and avoiding my gaze for a time. I never raise my voice at him, nor anyone else for that matter. I instantly feel a little sheepish about it, but I didn't know how else to express my change of heart. Finally, Leslie rubs at his eyes with one hand and gently sighs, a small smile twitching at the corners of his lips. He stands up from his desk and walks over, giving me one of those affectionate, "what am I gonna do with you" looks. I guess I'm not all that surprised. You've always been compassionate and honest. Probably why you're a terrible liar. He pauses, reaching out to gently ruffle my hair. It's a little worried. There's still a worried crease in his brow, but I think he's trying his hardest to believe in me. If you really, really think this man isn't out to just screw us over, and he'll be of use to the investigation somehow, then I suppose I'm willing to go along with it. For a little while, at least. Boss. A little while, I said. Hey, what? I jump out of my chair and pull Leslie into a hug, tightly squeezing his wiry frame. He stiffens for a moment, but eventually wraps his arms around me too, softly patting my back. I sure hope you know what you're doing, Richter. Has something ever happened to you? Well, let's just say I have a hard enough time living with myself already. Why? Because you're so high maintenance? Exactly. You know how many times a day I have to feed myself? It's very difficult, and having guilt on my shoulders won't help things any. I'll be fine, boss. Don't worry about me. As we pull apart, I gaze down into Leslie's face for a moment. He still doesn't look fully convinced. And it's perfectly reasonable. We're paid to be suspicious. I'll bring him around to the idea eventually, if everything works out. He's open-minded to just about anything, given enough time. Except vegetables, maybe. After we discuss things a little more, Leslie and I settle about our usual routine of paperwork, calls, and more paperwork. It's not like our work normally flies by, but today the hours seem especially long. At last, evening rolls around. When I head outside, my feet start to take me down a familiar road before I even realize it. It's only been 3 days, Richter! Bro's got you down atrocious! Down horrendous! Welcome, sir. Please enjoy your night. Loud music rushes over me in a wave. The familiar sea of dancers, lights, and sparkling glasses. This place is starting to grow on me. To my surprise, I spot Meyer already standing by the bar, cup of coffee in hand as he chats with the bartender. Should I go up to him? I don't want to come off too strong. Maybe I should casually strike up conversation with someone else and wait for... Just as I mull over my plan, Meyer's gaze meets mine. He instantly breaks into a warm smile, beckoning me over. Phew. I wander towards the bar and step up beside him, clearing my throat to buy time as I figure out what to say. Well, it seems like my detective wandered back to me. Did your flock of officers decide to come along today, too? No, I left them at home with the sitter. Good. I can't tell you how disappointed I was when they decided to interrupt. I can't tell you how disappointed I was! Let me stop. His suggestive, airy murmur sends a tingle down the back of my neck. At least I wasn't the only one who was disappointed. Yeah? Well, I was really looking forward to the rest of that cake. I'm afraid I enjoyed the rest of it by myself, but I was thinking of you all the while. What does that mean? What does that mean? What does that mean? Oh, I'm gonna pass out. I'm already feeling lightheaded because I'm a little hungry. This is not helping. I need to lay down. This is not good for my heart. This is not good for my heart. Sorry, I was yawning. Does that make you feel any better? Not one bit. Meyer lets out one of his deep chuckles, low and comforting. It always seems like his sly, evasive mask melts away for a split second whenever he laughs, betraying something vulnerable. Listen, Richter, if you prefer, we can always linger out here and talk. As much as I want to savor all of you in private... As much as I want to savor all of you in private, I'm more than happy to just enjoy your company, discussing whatever flights of fancy we have. I probably shouldn't have said that. I imagine my seductive air of mystique is all but ruined for you now. No, I hadn't even... Never mind. His light legly... What?! See, that's how fucking flustered I am. Jesus Christ. His leg lightly brushes mine, underneath the bar and out of sight. He's so bold, this guy. I can see how he got into his line of work. No doubt about that. Actually, I wanted to ask you some more serious questions. Privacy might work better, just, as a precaution. Oh, of course. I have no doubt that your reasons are entirely... Ah! It's the cops! Huh? At that moment, the speakeasy door flies open and a small group of officers rush in. Ah, damn it. God damn it! I can't take it anymore! Screams echo through the parlor after the music cuts off, but the cacophony quickly goes silent. Eastman's men can't even reach for their guns. The officers are already aiming their own. Huh. And at the head of the group stands Leslie. Richter! The second our eyes meet, he rushes over to me, releasing a huge sigh of relief. Richter, thank God you're not hurt. I thought for sure that... We had an agreement, Leslie, didn't we? How can you just storm in here after me? Don't you trust me? When I manage a choked accusation, Leslie just shakes his head, eyes narrowed. It's not about trust, Richter. It's not even about the job. To hell with information gathering. The thing I care most about is keeping you safe. You're too honest, too trusting, and I can't just let you run around with people like this, even for the sake of an investigation. He gestured at Meyer angrily, apparently having guessed his identity already. Leslie was really that worried about me? I knew he was still concerned, I just didn't think he'd go this far. Oh, Jesus. Meyer, who's been entirely silent this whole time, watches us with a carefully measured expression. How can he be so calm? He had no idea this was going to happen, did he? Gentlemen, I believe there's been some severe miscommunication. Please, Mr. Leslie, tell your men to lower their weapons. Then we can discuss things calmly, without the threat of accidental bloodshed. Agreed? Leslie hesitates. There's a very strange degree of trust going on here, but I get the sense that neither of them want it to end in violence. I know Leslie hates hurting anyone, even criminals, and Meyer doesn't seem the type to enjoy it either. Understood. He signals to the officers, who slowly, reluctantly lower their guns. The tension in the room eases a little bit, though it's still far from calm. Let me say first, Mr. Leslie, that I entirely understand your concern for your partner's safety. But you see, after our friend Richter here showed up the other night, I was struck with an idea. I knew he was a detective before he so much as walked in the door. Your informer's working for me, so I decided to have a chat with him. You mean, back there, that was... Don't get me wrong, Richter. I was enjoying every second of it. But I've been looking for a way to work out an arrangement with the law in Cleveland for some time. You're a hard-headed sort out here, let me tell you. He exhales a breath between his teeth, gently shaking his head. Richter, however, I could tell he was made of something different. Not so hell-bent on enforcing the Volstead Act. Yet not just the type to be bought, either. I was intrigued. So, I thought I'd try to work out a deal, as is my way. Last night was supposed to be the beginning of that deal, but... Well, I was enjoying the company so much that I thought to myself, what harm can it be to wait a little while longer? Why is my tracking making me wink? That's so weird. When Meyer's glimmering eyes settle on me, I feel my heart skip a beat. Maybe several. He invited me back to make a deal, but it spiraled into something more because he enjoyed my company? So you really believed we wouldn't try to arrest you? It was a calculated risk, of course. Meyer casually waves one hand. The way he keeps this kind of sang-froid even when surrounded by the law, no wonder he's a leader. Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I like to make big gambles, and usually they pay off. Sorry, my phone keeps moving because it's plugged in. But I've done my research on your backgrounds, your past jobs. I know you wouldn't simply raid my venue without showing a few of your cards first. So you could say the chips landed where I thought they might. Leslie rubs his cheek with a hand, blinking rapidly, as if to try and understand everything we just heard. I can't blame him. I knew Meyer was sharp, but I had no idea he'd planned everything out ahead of time. Once again, absolutely nasty work on his part. You know, even though we're the ones with our guns out, I can't shake this feeling that we played right into your hand. You really do live up to your reputation, don't you? I was expecting Leslie to be furious, but instead he sounds more impressed than anything. Is it possible he actually took some of my words to heart back in the... Oh! My headphones just fell off my... My headphones just fell off my head. I just wanted to adjust my glasses. Is it possible he actually took some of my words to heart back in the office? Sorry, I was yawning. You mentioned a deal earlier. Care to explain what kind of deal we're talking about? I was hoping you'd ask that. A particularly satisfied smirk curls on Meyer's lips, the type a man wears when he's just won at cards. Why don't we discuss matters privately, on a neutral ground? I'll even let you pick the spot. All of us disarmed, with a few of our men waiting outside. A moment, if you don't mind. Leslie grabs my sleeve and pulls me aside, leaning up to whisper in my ear. You really trust him enough for this? Normally I'd say it's suicide, but this Meyer, he's not like any other man I've ever met. It's like talking to the chief of a big corporation, not a mafia leader. He scratches his head, clearly baffled. It's not like I can blame him. I felt the same way when I met Meyer the other night. I know he doesn't mean us any harm, boss. He's still a gangster, I can't deny that, but... I pause, swallowing. Better word things delicately or else Leslie might catch on. I think he genuinely wants to work out a deal with us. All of this would be way too much trouble otherwise. My thoughts exactly. You think we should hear him out then? Without hesitation, I nod. Maybe it's an incredibly stupid decision, but I can't bring myself to believe all of last night was just a means to an end. If you don't mind me saying, Mr. Leslie, I gather you're the type to take precautions. Meyer pipes up airily, and we both glance over towards him. My nose. Ugh. Should the two of you not show up in perfect health tomorrow? Oh, I need to blow my nose. Jesus. That was probably really gross. That was probably really gross. Oh, fuck. Give me a second. Okay, I'm back. Ah. Goodness me. I don't know what it is about voice acting that makes my nose so stuffy. Jesus. Actually, give me one quick moment. Okay. Cool. Cool. Okay. We're back. Should the two of you not show up in perfect health tomorrow, I'm certain I'll have a big hassle on my hands. And that's not what I want, I assure you. You really did do your research, didn't you? It's a favorite hobby of mine. So that means you know what size underwear Richter wears? Boss! I'm afraid you'll have to barter for that information. Oh, you drive a hard bargain, do you? I like that. Great, just great. After a little more discussion, the three of us settle on a hotel room for a meeting spot. And we're in new territory, guys! 2.5 hours into the stream, we're finally in new territory for the story. Fuck. 3-hour stream again? Let's go. I'm getting my streaming hours in. The unfortunate patrons who had to witness all that, well, they were sent home and promised free drinks when they came back. In this day and age, it's probably enough to risk being shot. Sorry. Once that mess is sorted out, the three of us head to the hotel with our respective men. I can't even begin to imagine how tonight will end, but I have to hope for the best. I hope this isn't the part where we get shot by a sniper through the window. The restaurant across the street wouldn't let my man inside, unfortunately. Ah, what a relief. Yay! I got the achievement for Myers route. The three of us stroll into the hotel room, still followed by the tense air from earlier. Meyer and Leslie have been constantly bantering on the way here, but I can't tell if it's genuine snideness or the playful kind. See, guys, now hear me out. Guys, now hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Hear me out. Okay? I'm not crazy. I'm not crazy. Okay, I might be acting a little crazy, but hear me out. Hear me out. This is not likely. This is not likely, but what if, hear me out. What if we play our cards right and they all kiss? Okay? What if? I'm just saying. You don't have to choose. We don't have to make these hard-pressed decisions. We don't have to choose. We don't have to. What if they all just kissed? It's just my opinion. What if they all just kissed? I feel like that. You know, so many love triangles would be so much easierly. What? Easierly? The fuck am I on about? Listen, I know I'm just yapping. I know I'm just running my mouth. But so many love triangles would be solved so much easier if they all just kissed. Humans are equipped with 2 hands for a reason. I'm sorry. Okay, I'll shut my mouth. Well, no point in wasting any time, eh? Let's hear your proposal, Eastman. We're listening. Of course. I'm sure both of you are exceptionally busy men. We shift into a fairly close circle, close enough that we don't risk our voices carrying too far. I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying.
Close enough to hold hands, maybe? Close enough to maybe give each other a sweet little kissy on the mouth?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm letting my intrusive thoughts win. Leslie stands nearer to my side than Meyer, almost protective in his stance. I don't know what he thinks he can do. If worse came to worse, I guess I could pick him up to use as a battering ram. That's crazy! That's wild! That's a crazy thing to say. Richter, when I catch you, Richter. When I catch you, Richter. That's crazy. That's a wild thing to say. I assume you're already aware of my influence in our city, and the control I have over a large amount of businesses. But I'm not without competition. There are a number of smaller, persistent groups that, while less organized, are still significant. And as a result of my extensive network, I'm very familiar with the movements of these various outfits and their leaders across Cleveland. In English, that means you know what the other gangs are up to, right? Precisely, Richter. Ah! He winks at me almost imperceptibly, like I've finally been let in on some inside joke. I propose that I offer a steady stream of that information to you, more than enough to fill reports for the FBI, surely at least for the time being. You'll discover a new warehouse to raid every other week, one that coincidentally belongs to a different organization than my own. He's kind of spitting. Funny thing how coincidences like that happen. Leslie quips dryly, glancing between Meyer and me. His gaze stays locked with mine for several seconds. I'm sorry. Meyer is rizzing me up too hard. His gaze stays locked with mine for several seconds, one eyebrow raised in a "what do you make of this so far" kind of way. So, what would you be wanting in exchange? A level of discretion on your part that will allow me to carry on with my business. Meyer murmurs his terms rather naturally, blowing on his nails and polishing them nonchalantly on his collar. I'll see to it that my men keep their noses clean. After all, I'm interested in providing alcohol to customers, not filling the streets with the bodies of my enemies. Very poetic. There's certainly more where that came from. Stop flirting in front of Leslie, goddammit! You're supposed to be being subtle! He doesn't even make eye contact, innocently gazing in another direction, but his tone is teasing enough to get the message across. Leslie narrows his eyes a little at Meyer. Is he trying to read him, or has he already made up his mind? Believe me, I don't doubt that a part of this conflicts with your senses of justice as detectives. After speaking with Richter, I wouldn't expect anything less. But you're both logical, practical men. Try to view the situation through a more objective lens. There's a short pause, but an important one. My mind flashes back to my conversation with Leslie, our doubts and guilt over what we're doing. If you took me to jail right now, and by some miracle managed to convict me, someone else will only step up to take my place. This war on liquor will never really end. It should never have existed to begin with. All it succeeded in doing was creating a different sort of industry. A more dangerous one. He's so real for that! He's spitting! With all that in mind, his dark green eyes flick from me to Leslie and back to me. Why not compromise and make your employers happy in exchange for making the American people happy? Once he finishes speaking, a longer silence falls over the room. Leslie rubs at his shoulder with one hand, staring at the floor with a deep, brooding expression, and I fall into my own complicated thoughts. I've always wanted to control crime, uphold the law, and fall asleep with a clean conscience every night. But when it comes to prohibition, that same question keeps resurfacing in my head. Is enforcing this law really the right thing to do? Should we follow federal orders like mindless slaves, or should we make our own judgments in cases like this? I steal a glance up at Meyer. He returns my gaze with a gentle, calm smile, eyes glimmering curiously. Richter? Leslie turns to face me, his features carefully composed in an unusually neutral mask. Any thoughts? Deciding to let my apparently crippling honesty speak for me, I take a deep breath. I don't think prohibition is meant to last. I take pride in my job, but I get nothing out of enforcing Volstead's middle finger to America. Snatching away hooch just to suit the Fed's fancy, that doesn't sit right with me. And as for Meyer, I think he's right, boss. With him or without him, the liquor business here will keep going. And I'd rather someone like Meyer run it than some crew out for blood as much as profit. Leslie chews on his lip. He's wavering on the brink of deciding something, but I can't tell which way he's leaning. Whatever decision you make, boss, I'll stand behind it. You can count on that. I know, Richter. That's why you're my partner. After a lengthy pause, Leslie finally breaks into a faint smile, turning his gaze from me to Meyer. Listen, I can't promise a deal will hold forever, Meyer. There's always a risk that someone will find out, or we'll get moved on to a different case. I'm well aware. So few good things last forever. But that's more of a reason to enjoy them while they last, isn't it? I'll drink to that, all right. He suddenly takes a deep, sharp breath, eyes flashing. Damn, it sure feels good to spit in Volstead's eye. That son of a bitch. and grabs Meyer's hand firmly, shaking it with pure determination. In fact, he seems so convicted that I have to wonder how hard the decision really was for him. He wasn't just pausing for dramatic effect back then, was he? You know, my sister got married last week, and the reception was completely dry. Not a drop of booze in sight. Have you ever had to sit through 15 wedding speeches completely sober? I've never prayed so hard for the rapture in my life. Help! No, Leslie! I love Leslie. I love Leslie. I feel a little lightheaded. As his hand is pumped up and down by an enthusiastic Leslie, Meyer breaks into delighted laughter. Maybe the first time I've ever heard him be so loud. And it won't be the last! Ah! Ayo! Let me stop. Whether it's from amusement or relief, though, I can't really tell. Well, this is a cause for celebration, gentlemen, wouldn't you agree? Meyer steps over to the door, lightly knocking 4 times. A few seconds later, it opens lightly, and someone discreetly hands him a bottle and several wine glasses. Oh, wait! Is my theory gonna come true? Is my theory gonna come true? Like I said, if we play our cards right, maybe they could all kiss. Maybe they could all kiss in the end. Maybe. Is that... You had them bring it here? Wasn't that a bit presumptuous? I only make bets I'm confident in. I have a feeling we're going to get along just fine. They exchange playful glances. And then their eyes slide over to me. Listen, I'm not crazy, right? I'm not crazy. Why do I suddenly feel like a rabbit spotted by a pair of lions? 'Cause they're gonna eat you! I'm sorry. Listen, I'm not crazy. Oh, I'm not crazy. I promise I'm not. I promise I'm not. I'm not crazy. Hey, what are you... Before I know it, the other 2 have taken my arms, pulling me over to the foot of the bed. I actively jumped back in my fucking chair. Oh! What's going on here? Wait! Don't tell me. Like they're operating on some new unspoken pact, they sandwich me between the freaking and finish my parts. Was I right? Shall we toast to the success of our new partnership? Don't mind if I do. You're a true gentleman after all, Meyer. Leslie holds out his glass and Meyer casually reaches over me to pour. Oh my god! And of course, we shouldn't forget the wonderful little detective who brought us together, should we? Well, it's really nothing. I humbly nominate him as our ambassador, the key component to making sure our arrangement runs smoothly. That's actually not a bad idea. He can't tell a lie to save his life, so it's better for him than undercover work, that's for sure. What the hell? I didn't agree to this, did I? Hello? Agree? Richter, please. You're merely continuing the role you already have. You heard the man, Richter. Ambassador's a great-sounding title, too. I'm jealous. Very funny. You fellas, you're a real riot. As I grumble to myself, watching the deep ruby liquid flow into Leslie's glass, my mind begins to picture how many other deals like this will take place while the prohibition goes on. It's already changed our country forever, changed us as Americans forever, though I doubt we'll understand the full scale of it for many, many years. But when I think about all the detectives and officers who will one day reach the same conclusion as us, I have to wonder, just how much longer will this dry America last? One second. Interesting. Interesting. Okay, I'm sorry. I think it's perfectly fair to keep him 4 days a week with me. Oh! 4 days? You greedy bastard, trying to monopolize him, huh? I tune back into a good-natured argument, one that seems to be about... what if we shared him for 1 day? Surely a reasonable man like yourself would agree to that, Leslie. Sharing him for a day, You know, I think that can be arranged. What the hell kind of conversation are you... Never mind. What did I say? What did I say? What did I say? That was so good. I think it would have been so fucking good if they all... A noble experiment, that's the name of the achievement for finishing the game, I guess. I think it would be so much fun if they all, you know, held hands and kissed. Oh! Hey! Hi, hello. You came at the end of the game. I have no idea what you said. I just got inside. Help! It's the end of the game. You're quite late. Actually, it's been 3 hours. It's been 3 hours actually. Why is my rigging making me wink? What the hell? You missed me freaking out because things were getting a little steamier than last time. That was so good. Honestly, that was really fucking good. That was really good. You did indeed miss the gay stuff, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Steamy stuff? Yeah. It was pretty... It got a little intense. My laptop is doing something crazy. I had a pretty long day, so yeah. Aw, poor thing. It's okay. Sometimes these things happen. Mostly, I had a really good time with that game. I'll probably revisit it on my own time, see if the other options get me a different ending, and if they all end up kissing, then that'll That'll make me very happy, but I doubt it. If the true ending, quote-unquote, didn't end with all of them kissing, despite the undertones, then I doubt that me making any other choices is gonna change anything. So, next week, I'm planning, okay, so my days off are like Tuesdays and Thursdays, so I'm planning to stream on those days. I would like to be kissed.
Mwah.
You got your kiss. Anyways, so I'm planning on streaming on my days off. So Tuesdays and Thursdays. That sounds like a good time. Next week I have another game that I plan to play on Tuesday, but I didn't think that this game would be worth 6 hours of stream time. I did not think that this game would last me 6 whole hours. That... Why is my rigging why is my tracking making me wink? It's been happening so often. Today, specifically. This wasn't happening before. I have a really bright light, like, shining in my fucking face, so it's not like it should be, you know, reading my facial expressions wrong. I don't know why it's making me wink so much. It's weird. But, okay. What time is it? It's 10:30. Wow. It's a little unfortunate because you just got here, but I'm already feeling like... I've been feeling lightheaded for, like, the past half hour, so I was just pushing through till the end of the game, and I had a really good time, so it was worth it. It was definitely worth it. But I'm gonna be uploading the VOD literally, like, probably a couple of minutes after the stream ends, so you can watch it on YouTube. That's where I post my VODs. I will! I've been drinking water this whole time, but I do need to eat. I do need to eat. So, you can watch the VOD and figure out all the... the gay panic that you missed. And that'll help me out. Watching VODs is good for me. So... So, I shall... Oh! Why is it doing that? I'm not even on the screen. That's weird. Okay. Auf Wiedersehen. I don't know what that means. Enlighten me. Enlighten me as to what that means. It means goodbye. Oh, okay. Hehe. Bye-bye. Enjoy the VOD. I'm gonna go. I'm genuinely starting to feel sick. Bye-bye. Take care.